LittleBIGPlanet is a game crafting tool for dreamers. Anything you can imagine, you can create. You're so creative. Pfft, no, I'm not. I loved the idea of this game, but the time investment to make anything actually good was so great that I was just not great at it. In this game, you are a little sackboy, and you go around LittleBIGPlanet collecting materials and stickers and objects to use on your moon, where you create your own levels and then share them to everyone and look at what other people make and then feel bad about yourself for not spending an actual working week slaving over it and instead just playing it after school like a normal kid. What follows is a commentary of all my levels that I made, and what I learned about game development from my colossal failures. I didn't really learn very much, but enjoy. Alright, and here we are. Been a while since I've been in this little thing. Let's go and change my costume into something that doesn't look horrible. And we'll go into all my levels. I'll some of them are good, some of them are bad, but all of them are mine. A lot of these levels are so unfinished that I didn't even name them, so let's go into this one. Oh. Yep, this is a bad start. We got a piston moving, doing I don't know what. I think these boxes were oh, look. It's the well, I mean, you can see what it is. It's a musical machine using, there's a lot of elephant. I think what I did, I'm gonna commentate on what I remember about these levels instead of just saying, whoa, how wacky. I think what I did here was that piston moving that thing. Some of those parts moving that are invisible, and it was a very rhythmic sort of boom. So I just decided to make a whole bit there that was sort of rhythmic with it. And those boxes, those 2D boxes from earlier, those are just, what are they? I think it was just that I wanted to shoot them across the level by using that piston at the very beginning. And here you can see something that is a bit of a running theme in these levels, making the water level rise. Now, I love the water in LittleBIGPlanet, but I used to make, like, nearly all my levels have a bit where you make the water rise by doing a thing, and you're holding on to something that floats, and then you go to the top, and there's like a whole next part of the level. And I really love the water in this because it's sort of, you know, the atmosphere of it. Oh, I died there. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck this whole place. It sucks. It was just a little nothing. But the water, it makes me think of, with the Foley sounds they come up with, make me think of playing with toys in the bath, you know? You're just sort of sitting there and you got like a little duck or whatever you have, and you push it and you hear the little water splashes, and that's what it feels like. They got that weird sort of nostalgic kid thing in it. Anyway, this is another level. This one I obviously put a lot more effort into in terms of stuff in it. There's a bit of a platforming challenge there, but I got past it quite quick. And then here's the other thing that I put a lot in, is stupid vehicles that are never really made to go anywhere. Because LittleBIGPlanet is all like in 3 lanes. It's a 2D game. Vehicles basically just go left, right, up, or down. And there's not much you can do with that. So having a vehicle is kind of like just speeding up the process of moving. And a lot of the time I just put like a thruster on the end of a thing, and that's the vehicle. And sometimes it just doesn't fly in the correct direction. You know, sometimes I mean for it to go in the right place, and it doesn't. And then the level is ruined because I never figured out how to reset something like that. And this is the end of the level. I didn't make anything else after that. Now we have a lot of levels here. I have like an hour's worth of footage to get through. I might make this an hour-long video or split it into parts. I'm not sure. we'll see how we go. So there's that. What's this one? Also unnamed, but it has a sticker, so I assume it's way better. I assume it has stuff in it. In fact, I can see that you can complete that level because of the little gold face on it. That means there's an ending. Oh yes, yes, this one. This is a bit of an art game. You're climbing the stairs, you know, oh, stupid. But you're climbing these steps, you know, and it's pretty tedious and annoying. But it gets even more tedious and annoying the further up you go, because each stair is connected to the previous one by a... I think what it was called a wobble bolt, or not a wobble bolt, a winch or a something or other. It's like not permanently like fixed, not permanently, but like you know, not completely rigidly fixed in place. So the gravity, the weight of these blocks are just making them constantly wobble because it's not quite, you know, not quite as rigid as it should be, which makes climbing this, you know, ridiculous. And, you know, it's supposed to be a metaphor. You're climbing up to heaven. Sometimes you're gonna fall down. I mean, I only fell down near the beginning, but I've had moments where I fallen down. I've had moments where I've fallen all the way to the bottom, and you gotta think to yourself, are you gonna climb up those stairs again? Those annoying fucking steps. Getting to heaven is fucking difficult, man. Yeah. And there you are, you're finally there, and you can see how much it's wobbling compared to like something that's completely still. And then I did it. And the music I think really adds to that whole bit. You know, not in like a good game way, but in a funny like, what the fuck is this shit? Oh, here we go. Here's the metaphor, guys. You ever seen Hercules? There we go. Mortal coil. So cut my life string. And then we got some nice pillows. I think the metaphor dies here because I just made some shit. And here's some wood boards that are just there because I didn't clean up. And now we're in a fucking rocket. And here we go. Yep, that's what happened. This whole thing is like the dumbest level I think I've made. Like, I've made dumb levels, and levels that are so dumb that they're not finished dumb. But this is like a level that's supposed to be finishable. Oh, I remember why it's stupid. There's a constant stream of explosions happening right there, and you're supposed to hope that your rocket gets through to the other side, because, you know, otherwise you can't walk through it. So now I can't complete the level. It's the worst thing I've ever made. Actually, I'm probably going to say that 100 times. You know, as we go through these, the worst thing I've ever made is that. Probably not true at all. Probably made much worse. Okay, so what's next? You know, I didn't actually fill out this moon as much as I thought. Oh, okay. Experiment Canyon. This is the second level I made, and it's titled appropriately. It was supposed to be the place where I put all my experiments, like this. My giant wooden lung experiment. I made a little piston thing, and then I copy-pasted it over and over again until it became like a big breathing lung sort of thing. And we got the spinny something or other. It's really just like, you make little contraptions and you see how fun they are to play the game with. Like this thing here. That's just ice cubes, you know? They're attached to each other, and they're ice cubes, and that's really all there is. I just liked it going up and down. Some more. This is the lung graveyard, I think. Yeah. These are the ones that sort of fell apart and the pistons broke. It's pretty sad if you think about it. All these pistons are they're continuously forever trying to push outwards at the same time, and they're killing each other, and they're just sort of in a heap. Like a weird little organism that doesn't know that it's dead, or doesn't know that it's dying. It's just trying to continue doing that thing. Alright, enough of that. Let's get hit with a hammer with spikes on the end. Can't really see that very well. If you step on that button, there's a hammer comes down. Now it's sort of trying to be a level, kind of. It's like, oh, you gotta get through by putting a sticker on the sticker thing. One thing about the LittleBIGPlanet stickers, they never look good because they show up differently based on what material you're pasting the sticker on, which is like realistic. This guy's just upset. He's in an exploding ball. Here's the queen. One of her teeth isn't working. What a weird cast of characters. But like the stickers, you never feel like using them, and there are so many stickers to collect in the main game. It just feels like a completionist thing. And when I say completionist, it's not like having things to get in a game is boring. It's when those things are just not useful or interesting at all to have, like the stickers. And for some reason, those knives didn't kill me. They're supposed to kill you when you jump into it, because the sackboy character will automatically change lanes to land on a platform, and those knives count as little platforms. So if you jump in, you land on a knife automatically. But for that one like leap, you know, pushed me up, flung me across. That was because I landed on the back of the knife probably, and I got flown all the way to the other side of the level. Now this thing is more water shenanigans, you know. I love the water sound effects are really nice, and especially right now. Especially like that you go under it and it's like, and it's like, yeah, this is the definite like playing with toys in the bath sort of thing. I always wanted to have water in my levels. But there's that word again, the toy thing. Like, as we go through, you'll realize that making games is not easy. And that this is, like, I've always approached making a game as being as fun as playing the game afterwards. And it's not at all. I'll go more into that in the next video I do. Actually, maybe I won't. This is definitely going to be a long video, so I'll talk about it now. Like, video game making, I was always excited about it. And when LittleBIGPlanet came along, you could make your own levels. Oh my god! Oh my god, I want to make my own levels! And, I spent hours crafting these terrible pieces of shit. I spent hours crafting these terrible pieces of shit, and realizing how difficult it must be to design a level that feels good and looks good, even with all these tools. Like, this is way easier than programming anything. It's already all here. It's a game designed for you to be able to make stuff. And it's so difficult to get to the point where you have a product that looks not bad. And I've always thought of this as a toy. It's not really like me trying to make a game so much as it's me fucking around. You know, after the first few times I tried really hard to make a level, I realized it's just not as fun as fucking around and doing shit like this. Making a rocket ship that just doesn't work because there's no way for something this fast to work. It's a physics engine, and you know, the ragdoll physics are fun. Things moving around going like, whoa, splash. Like, that's fun. It's a fun toy, it's a fun video game. It's not a good way to make games, although people have made some amazing things. But it's very telling that in the LittleBIGPlanet community, online, you make your levels and then you can put them and share them with the world, you know? You put them out there. I can't put these out here because of I can't access the internet on this account, but whatever. But you put them out there, and there's a huge amount of like, don't touch the button, and the level plays itself levels. And it's really telling that there's so many of those, and in Mario Maker as well. But I mean, it really started with LittleBIGPlanet as a whole thing, because like people didn't like playing LittleBIGPlanet. It wasn't a fun game to play. It was all floaty, and the controls were annoying, and grabbing things was like not very responsive sometimes. Oh, here's my first level. I want to talk about this for a bit. This is the first level I ever tried to make. In fact, yes, this is definitely it. I played through the story mode a bit, got some things, and I'm like, all right, I want to build a level. I want to make an amazing adventure, and this is going to be part 1 of the amazing adventure. And you know, I realized now how fucking annoyingly bad these platforms are. This platforming is, because it's just like, you can make it so tedious and annoying and difficult, and the jumping is not quite satisfying enough to be a jump. It's just sort of like a hop. I mean, look at this. Look at how tedious and annoying this oh my god. And it's not just my fault, it's just, I mean, it's my fault for making it like that. But it, you know, you don't know how to make things, like put a boxing glove on a piston, that's how you get up there. And this whole tree thing. God, this level is absolute dog shit. But it's really just because LittleBIGPlanet is a terrible game that just doesn't feel right. For a platformer, it's so slippery and floaty. You just saw there. I slipped off the edge of that because I tried too hard to jump, but before I didn't try hard enough to jump. I couldn't get on it. It's just not fun as a game. So making games for it was more about just seeing the funny physics objects, like shooting you off into the distance. Look at this shit. The apple is supposed to roll on top of that, and then you're supposed to roll it into the basket to get a thing. But it rolls backwards here, and now I'm fucked. Can't move it. So, and then I'd fall down anyway. That whole thing, that whole annoying, tedious fucking thing, for nothing. Like this bit here, this is almost like level design. Almost, you know, there's a prize up there. You can sort of see it, and if you drop down, you won't be able to jump back up to get it. Oh, and here's another thing I didn't like. I mean, before they added the infinite life door, you had to have levels be beatable, you know, with like limited life doors. Like that one only has 3 chances. Now when I press the button there, I get exploded, because how could I not get exploded? But now, you know, I died twice in the fire because this bridge is so fucking impossible. Now I only have 1 life left. I think I make it, which is great. But most of the time I don't make it. Like, look at that. It's so imprecise, and I keep saying floaty. But it's like, it doesn't feel like what you press really happens. And that's why LittleBIGPlanet isn't a very good game, and making games in it is not really a good thing to do. I think they improved it in LittleBIGPlanet 3. LittleBIGPlanet 2 is basically the same, but they have objects that make the game more fun, like guns and stuff. Or maybe that was in LittleBIGPlanet 1, I can't remember. Look at that, I'm making all these characters. I really liked the idea of having like this was going to be the whimsical fantasy world that I would create, and I was so hyped about like it going online and people playing it and then getting a part 2 out, like a video game series. You know, that's how much I was into the whole this game. I was thinking of it as like launching my video game career, Of course, it's not even close. I mean, I do like some of what I'm doing here. You know, you're walking through the clouds to get to the Sun Kingdom, and there's electric clouds, which are bad. You know, it's like makes sense. But the LittleBIGPlanet is not like the right thing. Oh, and look at that. I got stuck. I can't get out. I don't think I'd ever caught that before. So that's terrible. Terrible video game. I have to go all the way back here. Alright, please wait. It's because I couldn't figure out how to program something other than like pistons and like physical things like this, where it's like it's on a chain and it goes up and down. That made sense to me. But anything complex, like they introduced in LittleBIGPlanet 2, computer chips, where you could give functions and you know, timers and lots of complex programming, simplified into a little computer chip thing. But it was not simple enough for me to understand. My little brother was always really good with it, and he's now a programmer of some description. He makes games, he's a programming boy, and I could never wrap my brain around it because I'm more visual than that. I'm always about stuff that makes sense to the eyes. I don't know what I'm saying. See, I like the way that it looks sometimes. It's a nice looking game. You know, very, very whimsical and stagey, you know? Like a little toy box. It really is just a big old toy box. Look at that. I'm just so bad at like the programming aspects. Is like, how do you make a ship move? Well, you can give it a special... No, just physics. And look at this. Physics again. It's just a thing moving around. This actually is kind of fun to play two-player. I don't have anybody around at the moment, but the one on the top, one of them has to move the thing. You grab the thing to move the thing. The other one has to jump up to get the orbs. But then the one who jumps up gets all the points. So like, really, why would you do that? Why would you cooperate? And then things upside down. I don't know really how to make this video. The easiest thing to do would be to just commentate over the entire thing. And then maybe edit it down to the things I have to say about things, but then you'd be missing a lot of levels where I don't have much to say, but I guess that's okay. I could talk about LittleBIGPlanet in general, but it would have to be relating to what's going on screen. So here's the second time where you get to a part in the level, and it just goes up to the next part with the water rising. There's no way I could even think of doing it any other way, and this I think doesn't work. Yeah, terrible. Really? Doesn't work at all. Not even a real thing. I think the reason I make water go up while you're standing on a floatable thing is because the only other way to go upwards would be to build level design. Like to build a structure that you can walk up, or an elevator, or something you have to program. With the water going up, it's easy. It's so easy. You just put it there, and then it rises to a specific point. No stuff required. No thought required. Oh, I like this. This is supposed to be like a ship in the distance. So this is shipwrecked, and there's like barrels that are smaller, but they're supposed to be like off in the distance. It doesn't really work, but it kind of does when the camera tilts down. But yeah, I like the atmosphere of this beginning part. felt like I did it good. It's the atmosphere sometimes that I just love making the right atmosphere in a LittleBIGPlanet level. Like this whole stranded on a desert beach island with a rickety old wooden shack with the guitar playing. But then you go over to here and it's like a whole different aesthetic, and it's like, yeah, Aztecs and fire. When I think of what goes into game development, you know, my experiences in these things, they make me think a bit about how long it must take to decide on an aesthetic. Because I just dragged this Aztec thing into the editor and just made it. And it just looks real cool. But then, you know, a game developer needs to think about why it's that, and think about how to design it, because they have to spend time designing it. They don't want to design an Aztec thing if, you know, Aztecs don't make any sense and that's a bad idea. They don't want to waste man hours. Alright, I remember this part of this level is the most bullshit thing. You just have to wait for that other platform to be in sync, and even then it's hard to land on. I think I do it here. But then after that, it's just like... there's just like nothing there. It's just like a weird... something or other, and it hits you, it makes you fly upwards. But I don't, yeah, alright, that's what happens. It's another one of those, things that rely too much on the physics working in your favor, when it so often would just not work. So I'm skipping ahead here. I went into edit mode to see what the problem was, and as you can see, it's a tiny little like a chimney, and that thing is you're supposed to walk onto like a glass thing that shoots you up into that chimney and then pushes you all the way over here, and then you're supposed to be like pushed instantly, and the physics, you know, it never works. Like, it worked once when I tested it, and then it never worked again. And now, look at this. You got all these points that come down. And it's like, yeah, so many points, but I can't collect them because I'm in edit mode. How cool would it be to win this level? I would have to change. I would have to make it not shit. But you know, I'm not about that life. I'm not about that life of like making things work. And really, I just like keeping this as a document of how terrible I used to be at making things. Because everyone likes laughing at themselves. This one is another silly opening. You're supposed to jump in at the very earliest possible moment, otherwise you get squished. So that was too late, I think. It's like ridiculous. The amount of... and I don't even know why there's like a higher, like a top level, because you can't jump into that level. You can only jump in the lower one. And it looks terrible. It's like so unaesthetically pleasing. And it's just like, it's a ramshackle sort of situation. Some people put care and attention into the way things look. I just put it there so that you can walk. I don't make these stairs like the right shape, the same shape and size. This thing just throws you there. Sometimes you bounce back and then fall into the lava, and then the thing's broken when you do that. So you gotta restart the level. Then you grab the thing, you do it again, and then you go through here. And it's really just... the ice... oh, now I'm dead. Look at that. I grabbed the thing, it crushed me, and now it won't come back because the mechanism requires me to be I'm getting mad, to be holding onto it, and you know, it's gone. Like, so much of the way this game works, you have to account for things like that happening because of the physics-based nature of the platforming. Just, it does turn out that I can just walk up there, but it's still annoying that it just doesn't come back. I mean, you can program it to come back, but I was never very good at the programming. And even this, like, I still don't know why this happens, but I made this really long chain, and in order for it to go all the way up to the top, you have to hold on to it. It will go some of the way, and then it will go back, because that's what happens when something is activated. When a chain is activated, it gets to its maximum length, and then its minimum length. So this is it going back to its maximum length, and then it's going to go all the way to its minimum length, because it's still activated, because I'm still holding on. But I don't know why, the first time, it just, like, every time I boot up the level, every time I boot up the level, it doesn't go all the way. And it goes all the way sometimes. And now I'm just falling. I don't know what's below me. Oh, okay. There's obviously a more, like, hilarious way to make a video like this, but I don't really have the time to think. Like, it would be more edited and I would, like, react to certain things and zoom in and shit. Oh, zoom in, right at the moment I said zoom in. Man, I love the sackboy puppet guy with those eyes. He's so mad. He's so happy. He's so funny. It's another unnamed level that starts with ice. I don't know why I kept using ice, because it's the most annoying thing. Oh, it's glass, I guess. It's glass. We've got a boxing glove and a hammer. Oh my god, how can I ever get through? I think this is the silliest level I made, but it's like deliberately. Like there's a boxing glove and a hammer trying to stop you. And then there's the leg. And you gotta use the leg to grab the thing to make the electric wall go away. This is so convoluted the way I'm doing it. the amount of convolution in here is astronomical. So first off, that wall is just an emitter emitting those things, those rectangles, those cuboids that are lightning. And then here's another water thing, exactly the same fucking thing as before. So the leg allows you to grab hold of a chain that pulls you up into an area that you can be into an area where a detector detects the player. I don't remember what that's called, but it detects the player, and that makes the green thing disappear, which was holding up the wooden block, which then falls down onto the button that makes the platform underneath its piston start moving back and forth, which occasionally blocks the emitted cuboids of electricity, and that's how you get through. I think there's the block that fell on the button. So if I went back down there, that thing would be stopped moving. I don't think I made anything else in this level, but that little bit there with the leg, like that's just me being retarded. That's just me being a silly boy. Because there's so many much better ways to do that. But I felt the need. I felt the desire to make it like a half-assed sort of Rube Goldberg machine, whatever you call it. And now, a Castle Bujigashi, named after something I heard once. It's like Bujigashi. I think Noel Fielding said it. Anyway, here's Mario Kart. I think I got that from the community. I played a level and it said, here's a Mario Kart. I was like, yeah! Some people made levels just to showcase the things they made. I like that. I like that drawbridge coming down. That's pretty cool. Oh, and the flaming boot kicks over the two metal things Now here is one of the only times I've made like an interesting platforming challenge. Not platforming, but you know, side-scroller. These things, they have a very weird and very close by, like, they're not exactly where you think you'd be able to stand. You have to stand where, in between where things are about to hit you. Yeah, these things are like very badly shown, but they're on different layers. So you're supposed to jump between the different layers to avoid them. I've just realized that now, as I'm playing. Try to get up there, cannot do it. You know, it's like I tried hard on this level, just to make it like an interesting platforming that wasn't just like, oh yeah, the water goes up. But I think I still commit the cardinal sin of relying on the physics. Because later there's a bit where I think I fuck myself completely because there's nothing I can do when it goes wrong. So yeah, that little sequence in the castle was alright. So here's the bullshit. I jump into this basket, the balloon's not big enough, so I slowly fall. I don't really know where I'm supposed to go, so I'm just falling, and then I see another balloon. Can't jump to it. The other balloon has to come back up, and it doesn't really get to me immediately. But now I'm on it again, and then I just decide to jump, and then it's like, oh, okay. I don't know what's stopping them from... Like, this is just really... Like, it's such a, like, oh, just, ooh. I sure hope it works. And now, I can't do it at all. Except I can, I get in this thing. Just managed to jump to it, and now... And then, boom! And you can see where I was supposed to fly into, but I flew to the right of it. I didn't even think that could happen, or that would definitely happen, because of course it would. And now the balloon is way up there and I can't do anything about it. So fuck that. Terrible. Terrible. So yeah, I'm making a lot of mistakes making these levels. You know, noob mistakes, because of course, you know, this is where you would cut your teeth. Or whatever the expression would be. This is where you would learn how badly can you make a game? How much can you possibly fuck up? And I've learned a lot of little things by making these levels. But mostly I've learned that LittleBIGPlanet is not good. Now I do like this level. I think I remember trying very hard to make it not fuck up with the physics. Everything is all precise and you know, angular and industrial, just like the level is supposed to, you know, exude. Something weird goes up here with the shadow. Never really happened before. I briefly thought that since the game is so old, it's fucking up in places and ways it never has before, but I don't think that's how games work. I don't know whether age really comes into it. I think it's just a glitch I hadn't seen. It was pretty funky though. There it is. There's the black black smoke. So yeah, I really like this object I made, which is obviously very simple. You make one thing and then you copy paste it and alter the time at which it starts and ends just by a little bit. And you make this really nice looking thing. It's fun to run up. Yeah, I don't think you can get crushed. I just wanted it to look real cool. Here we go, the industrial estate. I think this is one of the first, it might be the second boss I've made that was like actually cool. I am actually very proud of this level. This is one of my good ones. Oh, it's a robot. Oh, he's got swinging arms. And look, you got the gun. This is the first gun I'm showing you. So this was introduced at some point. I don't remember when, but it's real fun. It actually gives the game like more than just nothing. More than just grabbing blocks and jumping really bad. It allows you to shoot and gives you like things that you can assign to like targets that you can assign to objects that make them disappear after they've been shot enough times. So suddenly, boss battle is actually like a thing that you can do. I don't know whether I can have this music playing. I guess I'll figure that out. If the audio is gone for this, it's probably because the music got claimed. And I had to take it down and re-upload it. You know, part of me doesn't know whether to show you the entire thing, because like I briefly mentioned before, I can't put these levels on the online thing. If anybody even cared about LittleBIGPlanet or still even had it, you know, I wouldn't be able to show these, like, I wouldn't be able to make these things that you could play. So outside of this video, nobody would ever be able to experience them. So I don't know how much to cut out. I assume people don't really care, and then I can just cut between, and that I can just cut out the bits that, you know, I shouldn't, you know, I made a mistake, or I made a burp, or I didn't have anything to say and it was just awkward silence. Like, I would cut those out, but then I don't know, because maybe people want to see the whole thing. Alright, where have I... Oh, nighttime boat ride. Now this one is really quite nothing to it, but deliberately nothing to it, which makes it kind of fun. It's just a very thin plank and a bit of water, and you just stand on it, and it goes. And there are a few obstacles, but really, there's nothing to it. Yeah, it's fun. It's just the atmosphere of it, you know? The hearing, the water, you know, the look of the ground and the lighting. This is something I really liked about LittleBIGPlanet. It had a lovely atmosphere. You know, building levels and just fucking around and being in this place. It's really nice. Really nice feeling. Oh, and there's the water going up again. But this time it makes sense because the whole idea is you're on a boat. You're going from left to right. And the water doesn't raise a lot, it just raises a little bit. Yeah, I think I will do that. I think I'll edit this one for the main channel, and I'll send you all to Gibbon Gaming if you want to watch the entire thing unedited. With all the, you know, the terrible things that I say, like burping. That's the worst thing I possibly could ever say is a burp, and I say it a couple times. But you don't know, because I edited those out, and you'll never be able to hear them. So if you want that, go to Gibbon Gaming. So peaceful. So zen. It really does say a lot. Like, the idea that a level about nothing, a level about doing nothing, is way more fun than a level where you have to do stuff, like jump. Like this, it just shows how terrible the controls are, and how not fit for making a game they are. I mean, I don't even like platformers, but... Oh, well, I fucked up there. I mean, I don't even like platformers, but, this is a particularly not fun 2D platformer. I like platformers. I don't like 2D platformers. Not particularly. You know. But, you know, then again, I have never... I didn't grow up on on Mario. Actually, you know what I did grow up on? Was Mario vs. Donkey Kong on GBA. I should definitely do a video on that. That's like a small game that I could definitely do a video on. Mario vs. Donkey Kong. That's a fun game. Alright, I did it. No lives lost. What does that get me? Nothing. 0. Yay! Nothing happened. Now, Metal Gear Gas. That is one of my more time and effort went into it, and I think you can no, actually no. Look at this. This is not time and effort, but I know you can complete this level. So, I even bothered to put points in. That's the thing that's just not fun, is building the level and then putting points in. Like, no one cares about points. No one cares about getting points unless there are points there to get. If there are no points, you know, there's no point in adding them. So adding them in the editing thing is boring as well. And once again, physics-based bullshit. Like, look at that. So janky, so terrible. Where am I? Well, I guess I landed in the right place. Now this is an okay platforming bit, and it utilizes that the camera changing tool. So you're climbing up and you gotta hide under the ramps. And this is where physics-based platforming puzzles are good, because it's very simple. They will fall, they're cylinders, they will just go over the ramp like you would expect. That's what you gotta think about. Except when you're trying to jump over the thing, and you can't jump over it because the jumping's terrible. I don't know whether you're able to tell, but if you jump while you're on a slanted point, you don't go straight up, you go slanted, as if you're, you know, actually pushing off from that slant. And you have to adjust based on it. And here's the first boss. It's a fucking electric boot with plasma guns. And I think it might just be because I made it a boot, but I associate boots with Metal Gear Solid now. Like, this is before I had played any of the games. I just knew what it was, and there was a Metal Gear Solid, you know, LittleBIGPlanet pack that we got. Had some cool music, had some cool stuff. And there he's dead. Good. Now this is like really bad camera. It's like it doesn't move until you're outside and then it suddenly whoa. Ugh. And once again, with the water rising. Here it comes. At least this box has like edges on the side, so I can't really fall out of it. Man, I just love the water so much. Very apparent. Look at this shit. Look at how badly I designed this. The water has like a variable for the you know, how much it goes up and down like waves, and I set it too high so that it's hard to jump that ledge. All right, here's a bit of a platforming. You got the jetpack, but you can't go too fast. Now here's one thing I realized about the hitboxes of the sack people. It's basically the entire body and none of the head. So if your head is about to hit something, you'll just duck. But if your feet touch anything, instant death. So I know how to get through this. Like, my hair is scraping the lava right now, but I know that it can easily go further, so I'm not worried. Somehow managed to get through the no jetpack thing. So here's Metal Gear Rex, or whatever that it is. Whatever that sticker is. People who play the Metal Gear games might be able to tell. I don't know what the fuck. Oh, and watch this. Watch how cool this is. This is a real, like, secret organization, you know, I'm destroying. I destroy the gun. Oh, and then the thing comes down. The lever, on its own, like, not attached to anything, just physically leans to one side, activates nothing. Oh no, it activates that little thing. It pushes a piece of wood all the way across and then falls down so that I can get up. Like, the convolutedness, I think I just really enjoyed. How stupid it can be, because just opening a door with a key, that's boring. You gotta get through by doing some stupid shit. So this is the second boss of the level. This is the main guy. This is like Mother Brain. Except, you know, not even slightly good. I don't remember what this button does, but I don't think it does anything. So I turned off his, you know, plasma gun, so... But I think what I have to do is find that other lever that I didn't see before, that one, and then stop him at the right moment, so I can get into his brain and switch him off. Boom, and he's dead. I do like that, like, disappearing thing, but it's inappropriate for something like that. Maybe they added, like, an explosion version. And here we are. We defeated the bad guys, and we're swimming off into the sunset. There's the level end thing. There's the sunset. There's the sun right there. We did it. I'm drowning. I do like that can move around after you've won. I wonder what this unnamed level is, Sans. Oh, it's nothing. But no, there is something here. It just has nothing to do with anything. And there's a candle down there, I didn't notice that. So this looks pretty cool, but it has no purpose at all. So I'm gonna move on. Ooh, these four are pretty good, I think. I think one of them is pretty good. I can't vouch for the others. Oh, this is the worst one. This is the one that doesn't even work, and it has the longest intro ever. It's pretty cool, but it's the longest intro. Again, the water is rising, because that's it. I just thought it sounded cool that this music was going in this boat, which has an African mask on it, and a cannon, and red candles that are melting onto it. And I thought it was cool that the water was rising as this was playing, and I didn't even think that every time you play the level you have to wait for like 20 seconds, or 30 seconds or something, before you can do anything. Terrible game. Terrible game design. You know, this would make for a good little video. Not something you want to do. It's like I made a cutscene. It's like I made a cutscene in LittleBIGPlanet and thinking that it was real rad. But it wasn't. Now it's done. Imagine having to restart the level and finding you have to do that again. And look, the boat doesn't even continue on. It's just gone now. It's just useless. Okay, so this unmanned level. I named it Unmanned because it's like Unnamed, but it's got a different letter, so I did edit it. Oh, you know what? This is a good platforming puzzle. Not a puzzle, but like a good platforming thing. They spin around more than you would think, but if you just think of the rhythm, you just gotta jump from one to the other, same sort of rhythm you would expect. So yeah, this bit sucks just because of hitboxes being annoying. But also look, like I'm not sure, but I think you can stand still, and yep, you can. Your head is not even slightly a part of your hitbox. It goes all the way down there. So all of these you can just duck under. If you're a fool and you think you have to duck, or think you have to jump over them, you will have the worst time imaginable. But if you just stand still, you get all the way through. I don't know whether I deliberately made it annoying like that, or whether that was just... And then this. Like, if I hadn't jumped right then, I think I wouldn't have been able to get out. I think it was kind of funny to me, actually, that a conveyor belt was just falling into a ditch. It was carrying nothing on it. The conveyor belt was itself on the conveyor belt. And it was going nowhere. So some of these stupid game design things were like deliberate in the sense that I knew that they were stupid, but it doesn't matter because it's a game and who cares. But a little consistency within itself would be handy. Actually, not consistency. What I mean is, like, if that was fun to play, then I'd have an okay time accepting it. I'm just going over the same thing over and over again. I could cut that out. In fact, I have cut that out. And here we are jumping on sponges. And we're jumping on another thing. It's just so bland. I really just gave up a lot of the time. Making a level shouldn't have been like a do it in one day and that's it. But that's how it always felt. Because you play a video game, you don't play it like for weeks. You don't plan to play it for weeks. You pick it up and you want to build a level, and you only want to build a level specifically for that week, for that day. To make a good LittleBIGPlanet level, you have to work at it for weeks, and don't half-ass anything. Also, this is hilarious. The fucking end of the level falls down. For one thing, it can crush you. For another thing, it can just block itself off to you, if it so happens to land like that. So that's terrible. So this one has a very good name. I hope it has a very good level. Oh no, wait, this is the best level I've ever made, because it's just fun. It's a video game, it's just fun. You go on this little thing, it's like, oh shit, it's gonna go, and it gets pushed. And now I'm sliding. Oh, I'm sliding. I'm going so quick. And then look at all those points. 36. I got so many points just then, dude. And then this flies up and pushes you. It's like so high octane. This is like the best part of LittleBIGPlanet physics. Is that sometimes when you're going real fast, it feels good. And that's great. You get a load of points. Like there's nothing to that. But that's just so satisfying, because you didn't have to do anything. You just had to hold on. That's a good level. And now, I think, yes, this is definitely one of my better levels. Comparable, I think, to Industrioso with the boss, or Metal Gear Gas, but I think this is better still. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, no, it's probably not better still. But we got a little launcher here, and it actually launches you in the right place. Oh, even this level has the water rising. You know, global warming, you know, it's gonna happen. This is what I've been thinking since I was a little boy. Global warming, it's gonna happen. It's gonna make my pirate ships go way up to the top of an Aztec temple, and then I can just jump in and fucking be there. Now that was almost a tragedy. So we got this nice little thing here. We got this nice little thing here. You know, nice as in like I tried, but you can tell I wasn't really using the grid properly. So the bottom of those like triangles looks terrible. So here we go. Here's Aztec electric lizards. And this, since I know about the hitboxes, I can get through it pretty easily. I think I do it in one try here. But playing with my brothers, this was like we would always fuck up. And it would always be because we have to wait for the others. I think playing LittleBIGPlanet with 2 players or 3 players is way more fun than playing it as like a video game. But when you're playing with friends, or brothers, or sisters, or whatever, you don't really care about how good the game is, you just care about how fun it is, how much you can fuck around and laugh at things. So when you make a terrible level, it's just as fun as playing a really good level. And that's the way it is in LittleBIGPlanet. The incentives for making... well, the incentive to make a really good level is it's really just down to your own personal preference. Do you want to make a good level, or do you want to have fun? Because it's so much quicker and easier to not even care about that. So here is the boss. Here's the big... I think this is the first boss I really try to make. Maybe. I remember it taking a long time to do, and I remember really enjoying... and I remember really enjoying the way it looked. And the fact that it was like, you know, it was a giant Aztec lizard. It's got claws. It's electric. And it spews fire in the form of little fireballs. And yeah, you just gotta shoot the back of its throat to stop him screaming those fireballs, and then you gotta jump into his mouth and avoid his tongue and shoot the roof of his mouth to kill him. And it takes a while. But let's just talk. I think this is the last level I go into. So let's just talk about some things. Now, I did buy, or did have, LittleBIGPlanet 2. And I did make specific levels for LittleBIGPlanet 2 as well. I could make a video on LittleBIGPlanet 2 levels I've made, but I want to make sure people liked this one first. Because, you know, I'm obviously just sort of rambling around what's going on and showing off, but it's not really that... Maybe it's not really that engaging, maybe people don't really care. Or maybe they'd rather it be more edited. But yeah, I have more levels in LittleBIGPlanet 2 that are, since it's the second game, they're better, in a way. Alright, here I am in the roof of the mouth. Gotta watch out for that tongue coming through. The spikes are only on the left and right. In the center, there's the tongue. So I'm okay. Just gotta keep shooting. And I got him! Oh, he's dead, and his jaw fell off. And then there's like complete nothingness down here. It's just a bunch of crap. But yeah, those are my LittleBIGPlanet levels. I hope if you played LittleBIGPlanet, I hope you were reminded of it, and maybe you'll go and check out your own levels that you made and reminisce. If you never played LittleBIGPlanet, I don't know whether I'd recommend it, because, like I said, the game is kind of shit. But it's fun if you have somebody to play it with, like in the room. So if you have like siblings or, I don't know, maybe give it a try, maybe look into it. But yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching. Next time I'll be making a game. After all this talk about me wanting to make games, I'm going to make one. Live, or rather recorded. I'm going to make a whole game in a video, and I'm going to commentate the whole video, the game making process. So stick around if you want to.